My fiancé's mother gave me a $10,000 invoice for raising her. My fiancé said, "Pay it or no wedding." I said, "Let me grab my checkbook." Then I canceled the wedding venue and texted her a pic of me and my groomsmen at a bar. Her frantic calls went straight to voicemail. Imagine the woman you're about to marry, the love of your life, telling you to pay her parents $10,000 for raising her, and if you don't, no wedding. That's exactly what happened to me, just 3 weeks before my big day. The shock, the betrayal, it was a gut punch I never saw coming. Transition to more conversational tone. Just 3 weeks ago, I was counting down the days to my wedding. Now, the wedding's off, and I'm sitting here, a cold beer in my hand, still trying to wrap my head around the absolute, mind-blowing audacity of what happened. Madison and I, 4 years together, 1 year engaged. I truly believed we had it all. Shared dreams, undeniable chemistry. Even her family seemed okay, especially her mom, Diane. A little intense, I thought, but nothing I couldn't handle. Boy, was I wrong. It was a Sunday evening, just a few weeks before the big day. We were at Madison's parents' house, knee-deep in wedding plans, seating charts, RSVPs, all the usual stressful chaos. We'd just finished dessert when Diane, Madison's mom, slid an envelope across the table to me. My first thought was, oh, a thoughtful card from my future mother-in-law. Maybe some last-minute gift? "What's this?" I asked, a little confused. She just gave me this weird, knowing smile. "Just a little something we need to discuss before the wedding," she purred, her eyes glinting. I opened it. My heart didn't just sink. It plummeted. It wasn't a card. It was an invoice. A goddamn meticulously itemized invoice. The title? Parental Investment Reimbursement. My blood ran cold. Food and housing for 18 years. $500. Private. School tuition, $2,000, dance. Lessons for 10 years. 2,500 college contributions. $2,000, miscellaneous. Expenses. 100. GRANDTOTAL. 1,000, grand total. 10,000. Payment expected before the wedding date. I burst out laughing, genuinely, because this had to be a joke, right? A bizarre, elaborate prank. "This is hilarious, Diane," I managed, still trying to catch my breath between laughs. "You really had me going there?" The laughter died in my throat. The room went silent. Dead silent. Roger, Madison's dad, suddenly found his coffee cup utterly fascinating. Madison just sat there. Her face was impassive. "It's not a joke," Diane said, that unsettling smile still plastered on her face. Her voice was flat, devoid of any humor. "We invested a lot in raising Madison into the wonderful woman she is. It's only fair you reimburse us for that investment since you'll be benefiting from it." My eyes darted to Madison, pleading for her to end this madness. For her to tell her mom to stop, but she didn't. Instead, she took a deep breath. "Mom's right," she said, her voice barely a whisper, almost defensive. "They sacrificed so much for me. It's only fair." Fair? My jaw must have hit the floor. The air felt thick, heavy with disbelief and a rising, uncontrollable fury. "You want me to pay your parents for raising you? Their own daughter?" I stammered, my voice incredulous. "It's not unreasonable," Madison shot back, now sounding fully defensive. "They made me who I am. The least you can do is show some gratitude." "Gratitude," I retorted, my voice tight, "is a thank you card. Not $10,000? Diane's smile finally vanished, replaced by an icy, challenging glare. "Well, without this thank you, there won't be a wedding. Madison agrees with me, don't you, sweetie?" Madison nodded. A single, chilling nod. "Pay it," she said, her voice firm, "or there's no wedding." The entitlement in that room was suffocating. Truly physically suffocating. 4 years. 4 years of my life. And this is when she chose to show her true colors? 3 weeks before our wedding? I stood up, slowly, trying to keep my face neutral, though my mind was a hurricane of disbelief and anger. "You know what?" I said, pulling out my phone as if to check my bank balance. "You're absolutely right. Let me just grab my checkbook from the car." Madison actually smiled then. Diane looked utterly triumphant. Roger, still glued to his coffee, remained a silent, complicit observer. I walked out, got into my car, and drove straight home. On the way, I fired off a text to my best man, Jason. Wedding's off. Rally the boys. We're going out tonight. Monday morning arrived, and I got to work. Systematically. Venue? Canceled. Thankfully, I got 70% of that deposit back. It was Riverside Manor, a place Madison had dreamed about since she was a teenager, with a 2-year waiting list and an $8,000 price tag just for the space. Photographer, DJ, flowers, all gone. The cake was non-refundable, so I did the only logical thing. I told them to deliver it to a local nursing home. At least someone deserved some joy from this mess, even if it wasn't me. By Monday afternoon, my message to Madison was short and to the point. Regarding your mother's invoice and your ultimatum, I've decided to decline. The wedding is canceled. Your belongings are in boxes on your mom's porch. Then I went completely silent. My phone went on Do Not Disturb for everyone except my closest friends. I even temporarily deactivated my social media, letting Jason, my best man, be my eyes and ears. He told me Madison posted something cryptic about difficult times and staying strong. Of course, the comments were all supportive, asking what happened. Tuesday morning, the real circus began. I turned my phone back on during lunch and was immediately barraged. 73 missed calls, 156 texts. Highlights included Madison's frantic, "Where are you? This isn't funny anymore. And you can't just cancel our wedding without talking to me." Then Diane chimed in, accusing me of immaturity, claiming a real man would have paid. She even offered a payment plan. A mere $5,000 would be acceptable. Even Roger, Madison's dad, tried to get in on the man-to-man talk. But the cherry on top? Tuesday afternoon, Diane showed up at my office, full Karen mode. She started screaming about me owing her money, about me stealing her daughter's future. My receptionist, bless her, called security. Diane was escorted out, but not before half my office saw her publicly declaring me a pathetic excuse for a man who didn't deserve her daughter. The sheer, unadulterated audacity. That evening, Madison and her sister, Chloe, descended on my apartment. I watched them through my Ring camera, safely at Jason's place with the rest of the guys, Miguel, Derek, Tommy. They pounded on my door for 20 minutes. Madison was sobbing. Chloe was screaming about me cheating, about guilty men and how this is what they do. We just sat there, eating pizza, drinking beers, watching the whole melodramatic meltdown unfold on my phone. "Bro, did her mom really try to charge you for raising her?" Miguel asked for the 10th time, still disbelieving. "Itemized invoice and everything," I confirmed, taking another bite of pizza. And Madison backed her up, said, "Pay it or no wedding." Derek, our resident lawyer, nearly choked on his beer. That's basically selling their daughter," he sputtered. "They know that, right?" Wednesday morning, I got a call from Riverside Manor. Madison had apparently been calling, sobbing, trying to uncancel the wedding. They confirmed the cancellation was final. And here's the kicker. They'd already given our prime wedding date to another couple on the waiting list that afternoon. It was gone. Forever. Meanwhile, according to my social media spies, Madison posted a long, indignant rant about how some men can't handle strong women, and how when people show you who they are, believe them. The projection was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Midway subscribe line. By the way, if you're still with me on this roller coaster of a story, make sure you hit that subscribe button and maybe even the notification bell. You won't want to miss what happened next, and I've got plenty more unbelievable tales coming your way. Back to story. But the absolute peak of entitlement arrived Wednesday night. An email from Diane's lawyer, or at least someone claiming to be. It was pure legal-sounding nonsense, citing breach of verbal contract and promissory estoppel. Demanding I either pay the $10,000 or reinstate the wedding and cough up for emotional damages. Derek, the lawyer, just laughed. "This is either not a real lawyer," he said, "or the worst lawyer in the state. This is toilet paper." Then Madison's sister, Chloe, started barraging me with texts from different numbers, each one blocked immediately. "Madison's having a breakdown. She's not eating. This is your fault. Why, man up and fix this." And the pièce de resistance. "Mom says you owe us at least the wedding costs back." Wait, what? They tried to extort me, I canceled the wedding, and now I owe them for the costs. The sheer unmitigated gall. This morning, Thursday, I broke my silence. I replied to one group text, including Madison, Diane, and Roger. To clarify, I wrote, "You demanded $10,000 for raising Madison. When I refused this bizarre extortion attempt, you gave an ultimatum. I chose to end the relationship rather than submit to X. Torsion. All wedding cancellations are complete. Do not contact me again. Any further harassment will be met with legal action." The responses were instantaneous. Diane, indignant. "Extortion? How dare you? We raised a perfect daughter." And Madison, infuriatingly. "You're really going to throw away 4 years over money? My mom was just testing you. This has gotten out of hand. Let's meet and discuss like adults." Just testing me. The words echoed in my head, a mocking refrain. Just testing me. I sent one final text. A test I'm grateful to have failed. Goodbye. And then I blocked them. All of them. Tonight, my boys and I are heading to the bar that was supposed to host my bachelor party. We're calling it the Freedom Festival instead. Yeah, I'm out about $3,500 in deposits, but honestly, that's a cheap price to pay to dodge a bullet this big. The entitlement, though, imagine thinking you can charge someone for raising your own child, then being shocked when they say no. And Madison? She agreed with it. 4 years, and she was just pretending to be normal. Tomorrow, I'm returning the $7,000 engagement ring. Between that and not paying the $10,000 invoice, I'm actually up $3,500. Honestly, I'm not just relieved. I'm liberated. A week later, the extinction burst, a term a kind Redditor taught me, was in full spectacular swing. Friday morning, I returned the ring. Store credit, unfortunately, since it was past the return window, but symbolic nonetheless. Later that afternoon, Madison's best friend Haley started blowing up my phone. "You're a monster. Madison loved you." Her mom was just being a protective mother. I didn't respond, but I screenshotted everything, just as Derek advised, in case they tried anything truly stupid. And then, Saturday morning, Diane went nuclear. Jason, my social media monitor, reported her public tirade. "Some men these days," she ranted online, "don't understand the value of a good woman. They want everything handed to them without investing anything back. My daughter dodged a bullet with a cheap, pathetic boy who couldn't even show proper respect to his future in-laws. $10,000 is nothing compared to what we invested in raising an amazing daughter. His loss." The comments were a mixed bag, but one hero summed it up perfectly. "This sounds like you tried to sell your daughter and got mad when he didn't pay." Diane deleted it within 2 hours, but it was too late. The screenshots were already flying, even landing in my work email with laughing emojis from a coworker. The public humiliation she tried to inflict on me had backfired spectacularly on her. Exactly 1 week after the Invoice incident, Sunday arrived, and with it, an unexpected knock. It was 8 a.m., and my Ring camera showed Madison and her dad, Roger, no Diane. I opened the door but didn't invite them in. Roger started, "Can we just talk for 5 minutes?" 2 minutes, I corrected, my voice flat. "Starting now." Madison looked awful. Puffy eyes, messy hair, wearing sweats, a stark contrast to the polished woman I'd known. "I'm sorry," she mumbled, her voice hoarse. "Mom's idea was insane. I see that now." "You backed her up," I reminded her flatly. "You gave me an ultimatum." I know I was wrong," she pleaded, tears welling up again. "But can we work through this? Therapy, something?" "Madison," I said, the words heavy with finality, "you tried to extort me. It was her idea, but you went along with it. You showed me who you truly are, someone who thinks I should pay to marry you." Roger interjected, trying to play mediator. "Look, Diane's Diane. She's always been difficult about money. But Madison's not like that." "She literally is, Roger," I countered, my patience wearing thin. "She said pay or no wedding." Madison burst into fresh tears. "I was under pressure. Mom said if you really loved me, you'd pay without question. That it was a test of your commitment. And if you really love me," I shot back, my voice firm, "you never would have asked me to pay for you." Roger tried again. "What if we just forget the whole Invoice thing ever happened?" Can you also forget, I asked, my voice rising slightly, that I had over 200 guests expecting a wedding that's now canceled? That I'm out thousands in deposits? Or that your wife tried to have me arrested for harassment when I wouldn't respond to her texts? Yeah, Diane had actually gone to the police, claiming I was harassing her with my single "do not contact me" text. The police thankfully looked at her evidence and basically told her to stop wasting their time. That was unfortunate, Roger admitted, looking away. I checked my watch. Your 2 minutes are up. Madison, we're done. There's no coming back from this. You and your mom showed me exactly what my future would look like. Every major decision would come with a price tag, veiled in manipulation. I'm out. As I started to close the door, Madison grabbed my arm. Please, I love you. No, I said, my voice firm, pulling my arm away. You don't. You love the idea of the wedding, the lifestyle I could provide, the image. If you love me, you never would have let your mom hand me that invoice. I closed the door. They stayed outside for another 10 long, miserable minutes before finally leaving. Monday and Tuesday passed in relative quiet. Then came Wednesday, another call from Riverside Manor. Diane had physically shown up, demanding our date back, claiming the cancellation was unauthorized and she'd paid the deposit, a blatant lie. They called me for confirmation. I sent them the documentation and suggested they ban her. They agreed. But the absolutely insane part happened yesterday, Thursday. Diane sent out save the dates to all our wedding guests. For a new date, 3 months from now. Same venue, which she didn't have. Same time. My phone exploded. My own mother. Confused. Asking if we'd reconciled. Cousins texting, my grandmother worried. I had to send out a mass message. Madison and I are not together. There is no wedding. Any save the dates you received were sent without my knowledge or consent. Please disregard. The fallout was immediate. Diane had apparently told everyone we'd worked things out. Madison called me, sobbing, begging me to believe she wasn't involved. My mom's lost it, she cried. She's telling everyone you're just being dramatic and you'll come around. Madison, I said, my voice weary. Your mom needs help. Professional help. I know. I'm trying to get her to stop, but she won't listen to me. Not my problem anymore, I told her truthfully. But people are calling me asking about the new date. What do I tell them? The truth, I said. That your mom is delusional and there is no wedding. Please don't do this to me, she wailed. I'm not doing anything to you. This is all consequences of your family's actions. I hung up. Later that night, Roger texted me. I'm handling Diane. Please don't take legal action. This has been a wake-up call. My reply was swift and clear. If I receive one more communication from her, or if she sends out any more false information about a wedding, I'm getting a restraining order, he responded. Understood. As of this morning, Friday, it's been radio silence. Madison's social media dark. Diane's gone too. Roger never had any. Tonight, the boys are taking me out to celebrate what was supposed to be my bachelor party weekend. We're even going to the same bar. Jason, bless his heart, made us all custom t-shirts. Freedom Festival 2024, with a stick figure running from an altar. Tacky? Absolutely. Do I care? Not one bit. My family's been incredible. My mom admitted she never liked Diane but stayed quiet because I seemed happy. My dad, just bullet-dodged son, and offered to help me recoup deposits through small claims court. Oh, and the venue coordinator called again yesterday. Diane tried to book Riverside Manor under a different name for her fake wedding date. They recognized her, declined, and security had to escort her out again. The entitlement is genuinely terrifying. She honestly thought she could just manifest a wedding into existence, groom or no groom. I'm looking into therapy, because after 4 years with Madison, I never saw this coming. Were there red flags I missed? Or was she just that good at hiding her family's particular brand of crazy? Either way, I'm free. $3,500 poorer, yes, but infinitely, profoundly wiser. It's been 3 weeks since everything went down, and I figured I owe you all one last update, because the conclusion to this saga is something else entirely. The restraining order became absolutely necessary. Despite Roger's promises, Diane escalated. She created a fake social media profile pretending to be me and started messaging vendors, desperately trying to reinstate the wedding. She contacted my employer, claiming I'd stolen money from her family, referring to the deposits I'd paid and then recouped. The final, absolutely insane straw was when she showed up at my parents' house at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday, demanding they talk sense into me. That was it. Derek helped me file for a restraining order. The hearing was last week, and you won't believe this. Diane showed up in what I can only describe as full mother-of-the-bride attire. I'm talking a formal dress, a hat, the whole 9 yards. To a restraining order hearing, the judge's face was priceless. She actually tried to argue that I was the one harassing her by publicly humiliating her daughter and destroying her family's reputation. She even brought the infamous invoice as evidence of something. The judge looked at it, then at her, and asked, "Ma'am, did you seriously try to charge this man for raising your own daughter?" "It's not unreasonable," Diane insisted, indignant. "Parents deserve compensation for their investment." The judge granted the restraining order. 1 year, no contact. Diane called him a small-minded fool and had to be escorted out. Madison wasn't there. According to Roger, who texted me an apology after the hearing, she'd moved back home and was finally getting help. Apparently, this whole situation had been a harsh wake-up call, making her realize just how toxic her relationship with her mother truly was. Too little, too late for us, but at least she's finally getting therapy. But here's the true plot twist, the one that makes everything finally click into place. It came yesterday. I got a call from an unknown number. I almost didn't answer, but some gut feeling, told me to pick up. It was Diane's sister, Aunt Julie. "I'm so sorry to bother you," she said, her voice shaking. "But I wanted to apologize for my sister's behavior and warn you about something." Turns out this wasn't Diane's first rodeo. Not even close. Julie explained that Diane had pulled similar stunts with Madison's older brother, Victor, years ago. When Victor got engaged to his college sweetheart, Diane demanded they sign a contract, stating they'd pay her $500 monthly for consulting on their marriage. Victor's fiancée just laughed in her face. So they eloped, moved across the country, and went no contact. Diane naturally told everyone that Victor's fiancée had stolen him and was abusing him by isolating him from family. Madison doesn't even know the real reason Victor left. Julie said Diane's told her for years that his wife is controlling and manipulative. The irony is absolutely incredible. Julie also revealed that Roger's been living in denial for decades, always making excuses for Diane, always trying to keep the peace. Their marriage is apparently hanging by a thread now that Madison's seen the truth. "I just wanted you to know you made the right choice," Julie said, her voice full of emotion, "and that you weren't crazy. Diane's been this way forever." The fact that Madison went along with it, well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, but at least she's trying to get help now. I thanked Julie for calling and hung up, feeling a strange mix of vindication, sadness, and profound relief all at once. Last night, the boys and I went out for one final Freedom Festival celebration, though it was more of a closure thing. Jason gave a toast to dodging bullets and invoices. Miguel asked if I regret anything. Honestly, I regret not seeing the signs sooner. Looking back, there were so many yellow flags. Madison always expected expensive gifts, but gave thoughtful homemade ones in return. Cute at the time. Now it seems unbalanced. She'd make offhand comments about how her mom deserved more from her dad. She'd even joke about how I'd have to pay up when we had kids. I thought they were just jokes. Derek, my lawyer friend, calculated that between the canceled wedding, the honeymoon I booked, 2 weeks in Greece, non-refundable $6,000 down the drain, I forgot to mention that, and various other deposits, I lost about $8,500 total. But honestly, it was worth every single penny to avoid that family. My company's been great about everything. HR actually commended me for handling Diane's disruption professionally. My boss even joked that I should invoice Diane for the workplace disruption. Don't tempt me, man. As for dating, not even thinking about it right now. This whole experience has me seriously questioning my judgment. How did I not see this coming? How did I spend 4 years with someone capable of this? My therapist, I started going, says it's not uncommon for people to hide their true selves until they feel secure in a relationship, like right before a wedding. Madison probably learned from Diane that this behavior was normal. The invoice was just their mask finally slipping. And the funniest, saddest part? I found out from a mutual acquaintance that Madison's been telling people I left her because her family didn't have enough money and I was a gold digger. The woman whose mother literally tried to charge me to marry her is calling me a gold digger. You truly cannot make this stuff up. Roger sent one last text yesterday. Son, I'm sorry about everything. Diane's getting help. Madison too. We failed as parents. I hope you find happiness. I didn't respond. There's nothing left to say. Ending, so that's it. No dramatic reconciliation. No epic revenge beyond the restraining order. Just a quiet, almost anticlimactic ending to what could have been a lifetime of manipulation, invoices, and absolute insanity. That Freedom Festival t-shirt? It hangs in my closet now. A constant reminder. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. And when their mom hands you an invoice for raising them, you run. Oh, and for anyone wondering about that wedding cake, the nursing home absolutely loved it. I got a thank you card with pictures of the residents enjoying it, so at least something genuinely good came from this mess.